first on the menu is a soup from Trinidad and Tobago. So these are just some of the ingredients. Obviously, back in the Caribbean, you have more vegetables that you can add, but in England, you have to go looking for these ingredients. So we just simplified it to what we can get at our local stores. Okay. Alrighty. So the first step is to chop up your potatoes, get them ready. So what I tend to do is kind of like be organized. So I get all my ingredients ready, so when the pot goes on, you don't have to keep worrying about what next to do, what comes next. All things are prepared, you just add them into the pot. That's how I like to cook. Once you're done with the potatoes, we're now going to move on to the sweet corn. So basically, I'm just going to open them out the packet and just wash them. We didn't decide to cut them in half today because it's going to be mainly a corn, so we want to keep it whole. You want to make sure that you're washing it thoroughly. The next stage, we're going to be moving on to chopping up the spring onions and the onion. So we have to wash it first. Obviously, we're here about making sure things are kept clean. Alright guys, we're clean over here. And now we will be progressing on to getting the sweet peppers ready. Again, make sure you wash it, guys. You clean out the insides, the seeds, and the stem. And yeah, let's chop this bad boys up. So we did not use the whole peppers. I cut them in half, so we had 2 different colors to go inside the soup. And obviously we stored the other 2 in the fridge. Okay, so now we're moving on to chopping it up. So there's not really a method to getting this perfect. So I just got them into medium size cubes. Really, so that it's more bite size, really. So now the next stage would be to chop up the potatoes and the sweet potatoes. Again, if you're looking for sizes, we sort of put it in, again, cube sizes, but not too small or not too chunky. You want them to be at the right size so that it wouldn't overfill the pot. Also, having it at that size will ensure a quick cooking rate as well. The ingredients that we used was carrots. So we bought it already peeled and cut, so it would have been easier just add it to the pot one time. And now that you have all your ingredients all ready and prepped, it's time to get everything washed. Alrighty, and get your pot on the stove. Let's go! And this is why you wash the corn, because there's excess that the manufacturers, they don't take off, guys. So you want to ensure you don't, when you bite into your corn, you don't get no extra hair. I would call it hair. It might be something else, but yeah, it's hair. And now let the cooking begin. So what you want to do is put your water in the pot, and I suggest you have a very big or deep pot that will take all these ingredients. Okay, so the first one you put is your corn. Once all the corn has been added, then you place your cover on it so it can fully start to process and boil. Now while the corn is boiling, you now want to get your flour ready to make your dumplings. Now this is how we make our dumplings, so what we call dumplings anyway. Okay, so I added 2 cups of plain flour. With a bit of salt and a bit of sugar, and I use some warm water just to knead the flour. Once you have finished kneading the dough, now you're gonna let it just sit until you're ready to use it again. So I put a bit of flour over it so it won't really stick to the bowl. And then I'm just going to add some cling film so no flies or anything can get into it. It's not really for it to set or rise or anything because it's going to be boiled, so just to sit and wait till ready for it. Okay guys, so you're just letting your corn boil for roughly between 8 to 13 minutes before you start adding your other ingredients, okay? Guys, the next stage is to get your dumpling ready. So I rolled out some of the dough into like long shapes, like logs. And now we have to add it to the pot with the corn. I cut the logs into halves, sometimes into 3s. And now you just give it a stir so that the dough doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. And you let the dumplings boil for a further 3 to 5 minutes. Now it's time to add your potatoes in there. And now you're going to give it a stir to let everything be submerged. The next ingredient to add will be your carrots. Like I said, they all have to cook at the right time and be at the right textures, okay? We don't want nothing that's hard or too soft. We need them to be the right consistency. Once all the carrots have been added, you give it a bit of a stir. Then you place your cover on it so it can just take its time and boil. And you let this boil for 7 to 10 minutes before adding your final ingredients. And now we add the sweet peppers, the spring onions, and the onions as well. And now you give everything a stir. And finally top it all off with the scotch bonnet pepper. Now guys, you don't want this pepper to burst in your pot because there will be pepper soup. We don't want pepper soup, we just want a nice flavored soup, okay? And guys, now it's time to season your pot. Like you seen in my previous food video, we don't measure anything, we just throw according to flavor because we've been cooking for some time now. We're not a pro, but we've been cooking for some time now, and we just throw according to how much we think we need, and we taste as we go along. After adding all your ingredients, it's time to give your pot a stir so the ingredients can incorporate and infuse through all of the ingredients in there. At this stage, you just really want the pot to get flavor because all your ingredients have now cooked. We just want the flavor now to infuse. And now we're going to leave this for 4 minutes, and that's it. That's your Trinidadian soup, guys. Made in England. And guys, this was the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, let me know. If you made the soup, do let me know. Comment down below what you think, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.